bro. We early days of Biohazard, I was addicted to heroin and did crystal meth. I became straight and was a straight edge kid, and kicked all that shit. I was more interested in music, but we all have ups and downs in life, and it's how you deal with those obstacles that put you on a better path or a more destructive path. And it's one or two ways you're going to go. So what you mentioned before about knowing cops and having police in your family, it's the same concept. I remember having this conversation with this kid, and it was a different show, a different tour, different part of our career, but the kid said something stupid or did something. I can't remember. We ended up in the backstage talking to this kid, and he was telling us how he had a problem. He didn't have a problem. I remember there was a fight with one of our friends, and he said, "Hey, I want to apologize. I don't just like your friend because he's black. We have no problem with black. And he said, and pardon my, but to relay the story properly, he said, it's not the blacks, it's the Jews that we don't like. I'm like, what do you mean we? And what do you mean? What do you, Jewish people? You have problems with Jewish people now? First, you had a problem with our friend because he's black. Now you have a problem with Jewish people. Evan stands up, and who's Jewish from Biohazard, and he comes over and he's like, "What'd you say?" I said, "You're telling me how he doesn't have problems with our boy who's black. He has a problem with Jewish people." And Evan goes, "I'm Jewish. What's your problem?" He goes, "Oh, no. It's not all Jewish people. It's just the Jewish people who own banks." So the point was, and this kid, after talking to this kid, he came down and stripped it down very minimally. And he said, "Listen, reality is I don't know any black people. I don't know any Jewish people. I grew up in whatever town we were in. It was like Ohio or something." He said, "My father, my grandfather, they grew up hating so many people."
They just told me this stuff.
Yeah. And it's all I know. And I was like, bingo, that's what it is. So what I love about the new generation and every generation, I love the aspect of each generation that goes out and tries to make change. My daughter, when BLM was blowing up, making a lot of noise, my daughter said to me, "Hey, Pop, I saw that you shared this post or that post. Awesome. Good for you." I said, "You know what I stand for. You know what I believe in." I said, "I'm always up for the people who want to make the world a better place than when they left it or than when they came here."
Yep.
So my daughter, the one specific thing she, and I know I talk about shit, bro. I don't give a fuck. You're going to cancel me. But when BLM was anti-police and started talking about defunding the police,
right?
As much respect I have for people standing up for those who can't stand up for themselves and trying to make a change for the better, I didn't agree with that. My daughter pushed me and said, "You got to post about this." I'm like, you know what? I'm not for defunding the police. You know, we own a home, we pay taxes. I invest in the community. I like to make the world a better place. And she's busting my balls. And I said, "Hold off a second. Let me tell you something." I said, "You know what? I've done more to change the world for a better place than all your friends' parents put together." She goes, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Besides, you know what I stand for. You know what I've done with my music. You know what I write about. That aside, I raised you." And she looked at me. She's like, "What do you mean you raised me?" I said, you're your own person. You believe in what you believe in, and you're trying to make the world a better place. I said, in essence, in all due respect, it's like I kind of cloned myself, not in my beliefs, but I made another human that is fighting for what she thinks is right. And even if I disagree with you, I love the fact that you stand up and fight for what you believe in. Every generation has that faction to it.